Hi everyone, welcome to Breathe and Bake, where we focus on mindful cooking and mindful eating. And we invite you to join us and spend a moment in the kitchen being really intentional and having fun along the way. So today we are going to be making roasted garlic pizza dough, which I'm so excited about. And it adds like a different depth of flavor and it's so good. Takes a little bit of extra time, but I think it's worth it. So the first thing that we need to do is get our garlic roasting in the oven because that does take a while. I have 4 garlic cloves here. You only need 3 for the recipe, but I am going to roast another one so I have it to mix with mayo for a roasted garlic aioli later. So roast as much garlic as you want because it has so many purposes. What you're going to do is just take the top off so that you can see all of the garlic there. That's what you want. You want it all exposed. So I'm going to do that. Let's do that to each of them. Garlic to me smells good. It doesn't matter if it's raw, roasted, whatever. It is amazing. One of the best smells in the kitchen. So good. Okay, the last one. I'm actually gonna need a different one because this one is a little lopsided and it's gonna have a hard time standing up. Here we go. So I put our cut garlic here, cut side up. I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil over the top. My finger blocking it helps control the amount of oil that is coming out. If you have an olive oil spray, you could use that as well, so it doesn't come pouring out on you. And then I'm gonna sprinkle just a little salt on top of them. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap them up. I'm going to put them on in a baking pan and roast them on 350 for about 60 minutes. And we'll come back. Hey everyone, we are back. Our garlic has finished roasting and it has cooled off. I'm going to show you one of these. See, it's gotten brown and it is soft. All right, so we are going to start on our pizza dough. We're going to mix in 3/4 of a cup of water that is warm. You don't want it too hot because if it's too hot, it's going to kill your yeast. The sugar helps to kind of activate the yeast. So we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of sugar into the warm water. And then we're going to put 1 packet of active dry yeast, or if you have the containers like I do, it would be 2 1/4 teaspoons. 1, 2, and 1/4. And we are going to just stir this around a little bit, letting the sugar and the yeast mingle. And then we're going to let this hang out for a few minutes while we start getting our other ingredients measured and ready. And you'll see when it's ready, it'll start getting a little foamy, which means that the yeast is good and it's starting to work its magic. So first up, we're going to do 2 cups of flour. The important thing when it comes to measuring flour is you don't want to pack it down. You want to lightly do it. So there's a couple of options. You can spoon it, or what I like to do is I like to try to sprinkle it into the cup. Sometimes I just put it in the bag and let it fall into there. However you do it, you just want to be gentle and not pack it in. So I'm grabbing a steak knife and using the flat back to level it out. That is pretty good for 1 cup. And I'm gonna do 1 more. That one got away from me, but that's okay because we actually need flour on our surface anyway to knead the dough. So we're good. Next cup. We're also going to squeeze our garlic into there. We're going to use 3 of the heads of garlic. Take it and just literally squeeze it out. Oh, it smells so good. Roasted garlic smells so amazing. Yep, do that again. It also tastes a lot milder when you roast it, which is why it's not too overwhelming to do the 3 heads. If you chopped up 3 heads of raw garlic, it would be a lot, but when you roast it, it gets a lot more mellow. And last, also pay attention to the size of your heads of garlic. These are pretty small. If you have large heads or if you use elephant garlic, which I actually love to use because there's less peeling involved, if you're doing something that involves peeling, you'll want to cut down on the amount of heads you use. I'm gonna rinse my fingers. Your fingers will smell like garlic the entire day, but I don't mind that smell. Okay, we're going to do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Perfect. And Italian seasoning has oregano, rosemary, basil, thyme, savory, sage. There's a bunch of different seasonings in here, so it gives a nice herby flavor. And then we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil into here. 1, 2. All right. So we have all of our other ingredients ready to go. Let's check on our yeast. It's beautiful. Hold on. You can see that it is foamy and beautiful. We're gonna dump everything that we just measured into here. I'm gonna use my KitchenAid mixer for a little bit of help with a dough hook on it. I'm gonna let that go for 5 minutes and then I'm gonna finish it off. Hey friends, I realized I forgot to put salt. So make sure that you add your 1 teaspoon of salt and then you can keep going. I have I would say about maybe 1/2 cup of flour on the surface of my countertop. This dough right now is very sticky. If you wanted to use your mixer for more of it, you could just add the flour in. But I wanted to play and knead it. Oh, this is so good. So this dough feels so soft. And I am just incorporating some of the flour to get rid of the stickiness. And it feels like pillowy. So I'm gonna just knead it for a couple of minutes. Try to remove most of the stickiness of it. I should have enough flour on mine, but if you find that yours is still pretty sticky, just add a little bit more flour to your countertop and keep going. Kneading dough is one of my favorite things to do. It's bread dough, pasta dough. There is just something very calming about kneading dough. And I think there's something about just like having your hands in the food that you're making that feels fun, and it feels like you're really part of it. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Okay, hold on. So I want you to see. You can see like the brownish pieces of garlic in there, and the little bits of the Italian herbs in there. All right. Picking up the other flour, clean it up. What I'm gonna do in a clean bowl is I'm going to drop in about a tablespoon or so of olive oil, and then I'm going to use my brush to mix it around. I'm going to toss the pizza dough in here. I'm going to flip it so both sides get covered in the olive oil, and then I'm going to cover it up with a kitchen towel and let it rest for about an hour, and then we'll come back to see how much it's risen. It has been an hour, so we're gonna check on our pizza dough. As soon as I pull the towel off, I smell it. I smell the garlic, and I really even smell the little bit of Italian seasoning that we put in here. Like, it smells so herby. Okay. So you can see it has doubled in size. It is so soft and so fluffy. So I'm going to use my fingers to spread this out on a sill pack so it doesn't stick. You could also obviously do this and roll it out with a rolling pin on the counter. You can make it into a circle shape. I'm doing a rectangle because I just want to go kind of following the shape of my pan for the most part. That way I could kind of spread it out and get as thin of a crust as possible, which is what I like. I'm just gonna kind of pinch the ends to make a little border around. There are so many flavor options that would be good on this. This would be delicious with like a white pizza with like ricotta and mozzarella, and then you could just drizzle with olive oil and leave it at that, or you could add some prosciutto to that. That would be very good. This would also be good if you want to get kind of inventive with the types of sauce that you use. Using like a vodka sauce for this would also be really good. It's roasted garlic. It's going to be hard to find a combination that does not work well with it. I want to cover it, but I don't want to put too much because obviously this is going to melt, it's going to spread. If you use fresh mozzarella, that one is going to have more moisture in it, and that will release as you cook it, so keep that in mind as well. For me, that is a good amount of coverage. So I'm going to pop this in the oven for 15 minutes and I'll be right back. Pizza is done. I ended up keeping it in about 23 minutes because I got this like darker, crispier crust. In retrospect, 20 minutes probably would have been enough, but I'm okay with crispier pizza. I'll show you a little close up. See, I think from this angle it looks very brown, but it is not. It is really delicious looking. And then the bottom is a nice kind of golden brown color. It smells so good. I smell the olive oil a lot actually now, once it has a pizza sauce on it. All right. The bread is nice and crisp, and as you saw, the cheese is very like melty and pulley. A little bit of a tang from the tomato sauce. It is so good together. For me, I get the roasted garlic at the end, and I really do get the olive oil that we put in the dough. I really taste that, which is, like I said, delicious. I hope you try this. It would be great with a variety of toppings, like I was saying. You could also turn this into garlic knots. I hope you try it out. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back here soon. Take care.